want to talk about a school that was founded by the basketball great LeBron James. You know LeBron James, this guy is a leftist, he is a Black Lives Matter guy, and he has bought into the propaganda that the reason schools are bad is that traditional schools are racist, they have kind of systemic racism built into them, and this is why particularly poor Black kids aren't doing very well. And so LeBron James has, because of his wealth, an opportunity to sort of test this premise, to prove it wrong. And he's tried to do that. He started a school. It is called I Promise School. I Promise School. So you can see here, even the name of the school has the echoes of Jesse Jackson's Keep Hope Alive, I Promise School. So evidently the school is promising, I think, to potential students, we're going to give you opportunities like you haven't had before. We're going to put in resources like you haven't seen before, and your kids and you are going to flourish and blossom, do very well, move on to perhaps colleges and careers. And all of this turns out to be, sadly, not the case. So the LeBron James School, the I Promise School, has been around for now 5 years. And it turns out that not even a single one of its 8th graders can pass the state math test. In fact, not only did every 8th grader fail the math test, they have failed it for 3 years straight. This is not the same 8th graders. These are different 8th graders for 3 years straight, all taking the math test and every one of them failing. What this really means is that the school is quite clearly not delivering the results that it promised. The I Promise School is breaking its promises. Now, all of this goes back to 2018. LeBron James goes, listen, I'm going to go to my home base where I grew up, Akron, Ohio, and the media was in attendance, massive media coverage for this new school that LeBron is starting. And the idea was now these kids are going to be given real opportunity. Well, you just fast forward 5 years in a sort of mood of disappointment, frustration, even despair has set in. You have school board members going, well, what the heck? We have set up this school. We've put resources into it. Evidently, LeBron James put resources into it. But the foundation that runs the school, LeBron's foundation, supposedly also partners with other foundations. So in addition to LeBron's contributions, there are these other foundations putting money into the school. And the bad results are across the board. In other words, I mentioned the math test, but they're not limited to the math test. So the students are in the bottom 5% of the state. And therefore, the Ohio State Board of Education, they list schools that are like failing, producing horrible results, that they require targeted intervention. And guess what? LeBron James's school is right up there. And so, you know, there are schools that start out good, they go well for a while, and then they start slowing down, and there's bad management, or the school begins to deteriorate. What's interesting is that this is a new school. I mean, it's only been around for 5 years. So you'd think everybody coming into it would come full of vigor and promise, and they've got resources, and yet the school is turning out to be a total disaster. Now, what do we learn from all this? Well, one of the things we learn, number one, talk is not enough. LeBron James is a big talker. He loves to engage in the symbolism of racial politics. He takes a knee, he makes statements, he decries white supremacy and so on. So this bloviation is not a substitute for real achievement. Number two, it's easier to have good intentions than to actually deliver results. LeBron James probably thought, listen, I'm LeBron James. I'll put resources into this school and that will do it. I'll hire, Black educators who are not tainted with white supremacy. Well, you can do that, but are these Black educators good educators? It's not so important to have a math teacher who is untainted by white supremacy. It's really important to have a math teacher who can teach math. And evidently, that's not what's happened at the school. Look, I mean, I don't want to say that this is an easy task. You're taking poor kids, mostly Black, from inner city neighborhoods. I'm sure there are all kinds of problems with broken and dysfunctional families, poverty, and so on. But the fact of the matter is that's happening elsewhere also. And so there are schools, even in inner cities, that do well. There are schools that have high expectations of their students and deliver on those expectations, teach them real stuff. If you watch films like Stand and Deliver, Lean on Me, you get a hint of what a good school needs to look like. And by the way, both those movies are about schools that started out terrible and then were transformed by educators that, in one case, Black, in the other case, Hispanic, that actually loved the kids and put an emphasis on learning and merit and achievement. And in fact, in those movies, you see that these educational leaders are attacked by the practitioners of race and identity politics who view them with the utmost suspicion. So let's just say that the LeBron James ideology, which is trumpeted around by the media, gets a lot of accolades, doesn't really work when it comes to taking kids and improving their test scores so that they are ready for higher education and so they are ready for life. Debbie and I are on a great health journey, but we still struggle to eat enough fruits, veggies, and fiber. Now, lucky for us, we discovered Balance of Nature, and there's no better way to get all your fruits and veggies plus fiber than with Balance of Nature. This is Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule, so easy, made from fresh whole produce. The produce is powdered after an advanced vacuum cold process, which stabilizes the maximum nutrient content. And this is Balance of Nature's Fiber and Spice. It's a proprietary blend of fiber and 12 spices for overall and digestive health. Join Debbie and me. Start your journey to better health right now. Call 800-246-8751, or you can go to balanceofnature.com. You'll get 35% off your first preferred order when you use discount code America. Again, the number to call, 800-246-8751, or go to balanceofnature.com. Get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code America.